What if the Roman Empire never fell? What if, instead of crumbling under the weight of invasions and internal strife, Rome found a way to endure, adapt and thrive through the centuries? Imagine a world where the legions held strong, the aqueducts flowed with fresh water, and Rome's eagle soared over a united world, its influence stretching across continents and generations. The fall of Rome in the 5th century AD plunged Europe into the so-called Dark Ages, a time of lost knowledge, shattered infrastructure, and cultural fragmentation. Libraries were abandoned, cities overgrown, and the light of learning dimmed. But what if that darkness never came? What if Roman civilization kept burning bright, its cities alive with trade, debate, and invention, shaping the world for centuries more? The Roman Empire was a superpower, stretching from Britain to Mesopotamia, giving us roads, laws, and languages that still echo today. Its highways connected distant lands, and its governance brought order to millions. The Romance languages, Spanish, French, Italian, are all children of Latin, the language of Rome. Even now, Latin roots shape our words, our thoughts, and our communication. Our legal systems and the very idea of a republic trace back to Roman innovation. The concept of citizenship, the Senate, and the rule of law all began in Rome, influencing governments worldwide. So let's imagine, what if the Western Roman Empire survives past 476 AD? What if its institutions evolve, its people adapt, and its culture continues to flourish? Brilliant emperors integrate migrating peoples, solve crises, and build a resilient, adaptable state. Rome becomes a melting pot, welcoming new ideas and technologies, and forging a society that stands the test of time. Rome remains the world's capital, the heart of a civilization with 1,500 extra years to grow, expand, and innovate. Imagine a city where ancient marble meets futuristic glass, and tradition blends with progress. By picturing this world, we see how Rome's fall shaped everything after, and how history's path is both delicate and chaotic. One change could have altered the fate of continents. Let's explore this alternate timeline and discover what a never-ending Roman Empire might mean for humanity. How would science, art, and society have evolved under Rome's guiding hand? What wonders and warnings would the Imperium sign find, the empire without end, hold for us? Would it be a utopia of progress or a cautionary tale of power? Join me as we step into a world where Rome never fell. The journey begins now, as we walk through the gates of history reimagined. Welcome to the Empire Without End, a story of what might have been and what still could inspire us today. In our world, the Industrial Revolution began in 18th century Britain. But what if Rome had sparked it 1,000 years earlier? The Romans were master engineers, building aqueducts, roads, and even experimenting with steam power. In an unbroken empire, their curiosity could have become innovation. Factories powered by water wheels, steam-driven chariots, and continent-spanning railways. Scientific progress would accelerate, with discoveries like the telescope arriving centuries early. Roman astronomers might chart the cosmos from mountaintop observatories, opening the universe to humanity under the Roman eagle. An industrialized Rome would be unstoppable, projecting power and wealth across the world. All roads and all knowledge would truly lead to Rome. The world's first superpower would also be its first technological titan. Language shapes how we think and connect. It's the invisible thread that ties us to our ancestors and to each other, influencing our culture, our stories, and even our dreams. When Rome fell, Latin splintered into French, Spanish, Italian, and many other languages, each carrying echoes of the empire's legacy. But if Rome had endured, Latin would have remained the global language, evolving over centuries, but unified, much like English is today, connecting billions across continents. Imagine traveling from Britain to Africa, the Americas to Asia, and speaking the same tongue everywhere. No language barriers, just seamless understanding. Scientific papers, treaties, and entertainment would all be in modern Latin. Every discovery, every film, every agreement, shared instantly without translation. The world would share a single linguistic space, fostering unprecedented communication and cultural cohesion. Ideas would flow freely, and collaboration would reach new heights. Regional accents and dialects would still exist, but a shared Roman identity would overshadow local ones, creating a sense of global belonging. Billions would see themselves as Romans first, their heritage second. Festivals, traditions, and even daily life would reflect this unified identity. Yet this unity would come at a cost. Thousands of other languages might fade away, silencing unique perspectives, stories, and ways of seeing the world. The world would be more unified, but less diverse. The richness of human expression could be diminished. The price of one universal voice could be the loss of countless others, each with its own wisdom and beauty. Would the gain in unity be worth the loss in diversity? Or does our true strength lie in the chorus of many voices, not just one? Religion shaped Rome's destiny, influencing every aspect of daily life and imperial ambition. In our world, Christianity rose with the empire, but what if Rome never fell and its legacy endured? The emperor, as high priest, might keep a tight grip on faith, blending politics and religion seamlessly. The old gods could survive, absorbing new beliefs and uniting the empire under a flexible, syncretic faith system. Or Christianity might become a tool of the state, with the emperor as its supreme head. No pope, no reformation, just one imperial faith for all. Dissent would be heresy, and scientific progress tightly controlled by imperial decree. Stability would reign, but at the cost of freedom of thought and personal expression. In this Rome, the soul belongs not to the individual, but to the empire itself. Today's world is a patchwork of nations, but in a Rome that never fell, the map would be painted almost entirely in Roman crimson. The empire, fueled by industry and unity, would expand, conquering Germania, Parthia, and even crossing the Atlantic before Columbus. The Americas would become Roman provinces, their peoples assimilated, their resources harnessed for Rome. China would be Rome's only true rival, the Silk Road a tense frontier between two superpowers. Imagine a Roman-Chinese Cold War, fought with advanced legions and economic might. There would be no United Nations, no international law, only Roman law. Global policy would be dictated from Rome, not debated among nations. Peace and order would reign, but at the price of national self-determination. The world would know a true Pax Romana if you accepted Rome's rule. Would global peace be worth the loss of freedom? What would life be like for an ordinary person in this eternal Rome in the year 2025? You'd be a Roman citizen with rights and protections anywhere on earth. You might live in a high-tech insula in Londinium or Carthago, cities now sprawling megalopolises. Your life would be steeped in Roman culture. Holographic gladiator games, state-run news and public baths as social hubs. Children would learn Latin, engineering and imperial history, all to shape loyal citizens. But freedoms would be limited. The state would monitor speech and root out dissent. Social mobility would be rigid with old patrician families holding power. Life would be safe and comfortable, but true freedom would be rare. You'd believe in Rome's superiority, seeing the empire as civilization itself. You'd be a small part of the greatest machine ever built, the Roman Empire. Our journey through this alternate Rome draws to a close, but its echoes linger in our imagination. We've glimpsed a world shaped by unity, order, and astonishing technological marvels. A single superpower guiding the course of humanity, for better or worse. The Pax Romana might have prevented countless wars and propelled progress, but it would have come at the cost of freedom, individuality, and the rich diversity that defines us. Without Rome's fall, there would be no Renaissance, no Enlightenment, and none of the vibrant tapestry of nations and cultures that color our world today. History is not a straight line, but a river of infinite possibilities, always branching, always changing course. The collapse of Rome opened the door for new ideas, new freedoms, and unexpected growth to bloom across continents. Our world is imperfect, but it's dynamic, creative, and full of potential, born from the chaos and unpredictability of history. The Roman legacy endures in our languages, our laws, our cities, and in the very foundations of our societies. Humanity's story is one of falling and rising, of endings and new beginnings, of dreams lost and new hopes found. Perhaps that's more hopeful and more human than an empire without end, because it means we are always becoming something new. The cosmos is full of possibilities, and our unpredictable history is just one of them, a testament to the endless potential of the human spirit.